Turn back at lay down reacts again, man. Why does everybody want to be black? I mean, why not? Ah, to be honest, no, seriously, let's find out. Shit, let's
Fierro
find
the
out.
Poor is a
I
fresh
think
short
I know
film made
why,
by
but
Matthew Kassovitz, a director that would go on to make one of the most profound movies of all time, Lahane. The short film is about a white guy played by Matthew himself playing basketball in an empty gym until suddenly a beautiful woman walks in playing basketball on the other side of the court. The white guy wants to impress the girl because she's hot, but he can't because he sucks at basketball. And so he does what any other man would do in that situation and dreams of impressing her by
really?
turning black.
Oh, by turning black. Y'all hear this? Hey, okay. Ugh. Well,
Now,
I
I've
know that
shown this
wrist
film to
hurt.
several
Hey, y'all
people.
ever dunked that hit y'all wrist before? Y'all don't know nothing about that. See, you niggas who know hops, who can't jump, who who ain't athletic on that court, you wouldn't know nothing about that.
Y'all said it's
You wouldn't know.
racist and impolite, but I feel like there's a real truth to what Monsieur Kassovitz is trying to say in this movie. You see, when I was a kid, I had dreams as well. It was 1996, and I just watched Michael Jordan get his 4th ring after winning the most amount of regular season games of all time.
Oh,
And
my
for some
man.
reason, I felt like I could be like him. I could be like Mike. I was entering high school that fall, and even though I hadn't picked up a basketball ever
You was into high school? Damn, nigga, how old is you?
up until then,
You
I thought
40,
that I could
ain't
make
it?
the team
40,
because
50.
I thought I could be like Mike. I tied up my 11s and headed to the gym, only to be met with Goliaths with fully formed muscles that were doing practice dunks. It's like they were gods on earth. I saw this one kid, black of course, go up for a one-handed tomahawk with his tongue out in the same 11s I had on. I swear to God I saw wings coming out of his back. I never wore those shoes again, and my NBA dreams died before I ever stepped on a court. You see, Michael Jordan's impact not only transcended America, but the entire world. With games being broadcasted worldwide for the first time ever, and with Michael Jordan entering his prime in the most marketable era, every kid was sticking their tongue out going out for layups, pulling their short shorts to expose their knees, and obviously wearing Jordans. And I'm not talking about just American kids doing this. I'm talking about kids from Europe and Asia, kids that have never seen a black person before, imitating his airness. Hell, even Kim Jong-un couldn't resist being a Michael Jordan fan. When he spent his adolescence in Switzerland, all he would talk about was Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, and only wear Nike tracksuits, no jeans. And I know that Kim Jong-un is a lot of things to a lot of people, but you can't really say he's racist if he wants to be like Mike. Even I suffered from this a little growing up. I remember playing pickup basketball and a black kid dapped me up, and I was like, God damn, he's the same race as Michael Jordan. And I got starstruck a little bit. Granted, I was 14, but this is probably the same type of interaction that made Jack Harlow want to pursue rapping as well. And this leads to some cultural observations I've noticed growing up around minorities.
And man,
Most
you
of the
know
kids
the
that I'm friends
culture
with are
regarded.
darker
You
skin
know the
tones,
culture
ranging from
regarded.
Indians to
It
Africans
is
to even
what it
Filipino
is.
people. And the N-word constantly gets thrown around over and over again in these communities, even if some of the people that are saying it aren't black. When Nav, who's a rapper of Indian origin, received backlash for saying the N-word in his songs, he said that in his multicultural neighborhood of Rexdale, Ontario, everyone was saying the N-word as well. Now, just because some kids are saying the N-word to their friends doesn't outright mean they're racist. They just think it's cool because the black people they see on TV are cool. But they're not going to admit that because it's racist. With so many black stars becoming greats at the most important things to Americans, sports, music, and movies, there's a generation of kids that grow up seeing these greats perform and forming perceptions that aren't racist, but kind of problematic.
Who don't want to be like
Let me
Mike?
explain. Michael Jordan's impact
I
off
taught
the
him
court was
everything he
actually
knew.
pretty terrible. He was a degenerate gambler, never was into social politics, never really gave a fuck about anything other than basketball. But his greatness made up for it. He made black
What's
people
wrong with
cool,
that, bro?
but for the wrong reasons. It gave a generation of black kids the idea that if you want to make it as a black man in America, you either got to be a basketball player or a rapper. The whole concept of we gonna make it out the hood came from this. And all the model minorities, like the Asians and the Indians, looked to black people in their stardom and was starstruck by them, while they were forced to stay in school and become doctors and lawyers. The problem is, only a few black people actually make it out the hood. So even though we see black athletes and musicians and actors make huge waves internationally, disproportionate amounts stay poor and unemployable as well. And in turn, the model minorities that were forced to stick through school and dream of also becoming basketball players and rappers, but couldn't because they had loving parents and defective genetics, idolized black people, but only the ones that were successful. And it's not like they didn't care about black issues either. It's just all they saw was the cool black people and they wanted to replicate it. This is where Charles Barkley came in with one of the most profound commercials I've ever seen.
I am not a role model. I'm not paid to be a role model.
Charles Barkley has some.
paid to wreak havoc on the
He had a
basketball.
questionable magazine cover. If y'all know what I'm talking about, go look it up. He gonna have like a chain on his neck. It's gonna look questionable. That's all I can tell you.
This
I'm not gonna
commercial
spoil
directly
it for you.
contrasts the "I want to be like Mike" stardom campaign that made Michael Jordan the most marketed athlete of all time. At the time, Michael Jordan was at the top of the world, and they were calling him Black Jesus. But Chuck was saying, "Yo, don't look up to me. I'm a basketball player. Go be a doctor. Go be a lawyer." He got a lot of backlash for this because it directly contrasts the campaign that Nike was running with Michael Jordan at the top of the world, as well as shitting on the fans that were buying the shoes, putting up the posters, and wanting to be like Mike. But hey, Chuck's right. Not everyone can make the NBA. I learned that very quickly in my life. But even with Chuck saying that he's not a role model, the legacy that he
Hey,
and other basketball players left behind is tremendous, because that's just how much we value basketball players and other icons in America. Because even though Michael Jordan was a degenerate gambler and never really helped the issue, the fact that he was black perpetuated a lot of other black culture on the map.
what's a degenerate gambler? I mean, when it comes to that, bro, I just feel like it's their money. They do what they want to do with their bread. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no pocket watching nigga out. You know, I don't care if he but that's his money. He do what he want with it. I know there know people say, oh, you know, look up the book, bro. Oh, you know, like, bro, oh, like, bro, it's his money, bro. Like, you don't gotta do nothing. Y'all ain't helping make the league. Come on now, like, chill out.
But if you still don't believe me, here's a great example. Just look at the cultural impact that Michael
Yep,
Jordan
the
has,
kid.
being the greatest of all time for black people. And just look at how, like, pretty much most First Nations get wiped out. Just, like, no one cares about them. There's, like, this whole road in British Columbia called the Highway of Fears, where indigenous people just go missing and they just die, and no one cares. No one gives a fuck. That's because
Nah, see,
indigenous.
look. All this stuff he talking about right here, and I don't know what he's talking about. I never heard of that before, and if that's the case, it's messed up. I never heard of it like that. Um, I don't want to be the guy like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's messed up, man. Hopefully that stops.
People suck at basketball. It's that simple. Yeah.
That's it. I guess that was in the vid, but hey, man, what y'all think about what he said, man? Y'all think it's true? I mean, he had some truth to that, man. Everybody be, biting off the culture, man. You know, everybody gotta bite off the culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little tired in the eyes, but hey, some do it like I'm just gonna catch y'all next vid, man. I'm gone.